Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. You know me as the host of the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, but my day is largely consumed as a developer as the senior partner at Y Street Capital. This development firm is spearheading projects across cities in the U.S. and Canada. One of our latest projects is a new development project in Colorado Springs. This project is open to accredited investors only who reside in the U.S. If you'd like to learn more about this exciting project, please send me an email to info@victorjm.com, and I'll make sure you receive an invitation to the upcoming webinar. If you're not able to attend, we'll have a recording of the webinar, and you'll have an opportunity to view it after the fact. If you're already registered in our investor portal, you'll automatically be invited to the upcoming webinar. We're very excited about this project. It spans economic cycles, and we remain bullish on the project irrespective of any talk of recession or higher interest rates. If you'd like to learn more, again, send an email to info@victorjm.com. This message is not a solicitation for investment. Any investment will happen under prospectus only and in compliance with SEC regulations. On today's show, we're talking about the use of digital tokens for trading in real estate. Over the past week, I've had numerous discussions with people making investments to create a digital token platform that would allow for derivative trading of fractions of real estate or shares in exempt market offerings. I personally know of at least 5 companies that are making investments to develop the token technology to trade in real estate and securities offerings. The theory goes something like this. Once real estate is carved up into tokens that can be as small as the mind can imagine, these fractional shares become liquid and tradable on a secondary market. The technology certainly allows for transacting tokens in the blink of an eye. The underlying technology could be used for anything. You can certify the authenticity of a token by virtue of the distributed nature and the way the token is created. There are literally thousands of copies of the token distributed across computers all over the world. That construct makes tampering with a token practically impossible, since you would not only need to tamper with the local copy that's in your possession, but with the thousands of copies in existence whose whereabouts you have no idea. What these tokens represent is also a matter of definition. You could use a token to represent a baseball card, or concert tickets, or works of art, or a Rolex watch. Literally, any meaning you wish to attach to a token as a certificate of authenticity. Now, as someone with a technology background, I believe the underlying technology has a lot of promise to lower transaction costs and revolutionize many types of commerce that don't exist today. The problem I see with tokenizing securities is that securities are governed by a complex fabric of securities regulations with multiple jurisdictions, each of which can be slightly different. The issue of compliance requires using the existing rules and regulations. The Securities Act of 1933, for example, generally doesn't allow for the trading of exempt market securities, depending on the exemption. The requirement to comply with existing regulations means that the digital token system would need to parallel the paperwork required to comply with the existing securities regulations. Until the SEC and all of the state and provincial securities regulators recognize digital smart contracts that are possible using digital tokens, the benefit of digital tokens will be completely negated by the need to comply with the existing regulations and the existing paperwork. For now, I see the use of these tokens adding the most value in areas where the trading process is not regulated. For example, I can see the use of tokens for the easy booking and resale of hotel room nights. It involves converting room nights for sale into tokens that can be bought or sold by hotel guests, similar to the StubHub market for concert and sporting event tickets. The same technology could also be used in the timeshare market, where unit owners struggle to rent out weeks they're unable to use. This fact has given rise to an entire ecosystem of very slimy brokers who cold call unit holders trying to resell unused weeks in exchange for a commission. Owners of timeshares report getting 3 to 5 cold calls a week from brokers seeking to rent unused weeks. These digital smart contracts could be used to maintain the securities features that are needed whenever you're selling accommodations into a secondary market. New entrants that provide a clearinghouse for these tokens are also emerging, and while the number of properties available on these platforms remains small at the moment, adoption is growing. Theoretically, the same technology could be used for anything else, like airline tickets or unused train tickets, if the airlines ever decide that they want to open up their seats to secondary sales. Using the technology in ways that doesn't conflict with existing regulation is, in my opinion, the key to widespread adoption and getting experience with the technology. That's a precursor, in my opinion, to expanding the use to include conventional real estate transactions and eventually securities. Do I think tokens and smart contracts will eventually replace the current method? Yes, I do. Will it happen anytime soon? I don't think so. There's so many regulatory barriers to be overcome. As you think about that, have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.